Well, the announcement of the removal of fuel subsidy by the president triggered an increase in rate of hardship in the country. Now, this move has been condemned by many, as well as the former House of Representatives, Usman Bugaje. He blamed the president for not having enough preparation before taking such a step. Now, we also have the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria. They have also questioned the president on fuel subsidy accountability. They asked the government to give an account of the savings from fuel subsidy removal in the first 9 months of this administration. They've emphasized that the lack of operational refineries, despite spending huge amounts of money on maintenance, had led to continued reliance on fuel importation. The Archbishop also addressed the harsh realities of Nigerians, emphasizing the insecurity and economic crisis ravaging the nation. So, talking about accountability here. Well, let's come back to our guest in the studio, Lawale Kundayo. Well, thank you for staying with us, and we do expect John Akirili to join in this conversation. It's been 9 months down the line. In the first 3 months, we saw a figure that came out that they had saved, I think, 1 or 2 trillion naira.
Within first month.
Yes.
Yeah, first month.
First month. But we're not hearing any other figure again. What do you perceive could be going wrong? We also do know that federal allocation to states has increased. Is it from the monies recovered from subsidy?
Well, since nothing is coming up, the government is not saying anything about the money, because the president started it by giving us the savings from the subsidy removal. The first month, he made a broadcast that they've saved 1 trillion. And people are saying, "Ah, that's good. You saved 1 trillion. They now calculated, now you have spent 9 months. So we should have 9 trillion by
Approximately.
now. Now, the subsidy is not part, the money accrued from the subsidy removal is not part of the money of the budget. You get what I'm saying? They are separate. The subsidy, the money from subsidy removal is separate on its own. The money for the budget is separate on its own. The money from excess crude oil sales is separate on its own. People are now asking questions. Now, you have saved 1 trillion in the first month. By now, you should have like 9 trillion. So what are we going to do with that 9 trillion? That's what they are asking the presidency. Have you used part of the money? At least before you can spend, you're supposed to come out and tell us, because it's a special account. Are you with me?
More like asking them for accountability.
Yes, it's a special account. So if you want to use that special, what you are going to use that special account for, you need to tell Nigerians. Now, are we putting part of the money into refinery? Okay, 1 trillion, we have saved 9 trillion. This 9 trillion now, we are taking half of it to fix all the refineries, and the next 3 months or 6 months, our refineries will kickstart. It's why that the Port Harcourt refinery is still, we keep hearing, they keep posting us. How many times have we been posted by NNPC now on that the Port Harcourt refinery? We've been posted over about 3 or 4 times now. Today they will say it's going to, the same thing with Dangote. Don't forget that. Nigerians.
They gave us till June for Dangote to start running.
Yeah, they've shifted it to June so that we can go and rest till June. But they've posted it like how many times? Like 3 times, I think. Wow. The same thing with the Warri refinery will be posted over and over and over again. Now the question is, what exactly is going on? We have saved. Have we saved? We should have saved 9 trillion by now, or at least 8 trillion from the subsidy removal. You get in a separate account. Nothing is touching it. Nobody is touching it. So they are not asking the government, how much do we have now? Do we have up to 9 trillion? or we have up to 8 trillion, then we now decide what we will do with that money. Since the people are feeling the hardship, it is the people's money. You must tell the people to gain confidence from them what is happening.
Don't you think that the government is possibly getting ready to show Nigerians, of course, how much, the way they did the first 3 months, to show Nigerians how much they had realized from the removal of the fuel subsidy? Don't you think that the government is also getting ready to show Nigerians in 9 months how much they have realized as well?
In 3 months, you want to tell somebody in 9 months what you have realized in 3 months. You're supposed to be telling that person every month, for God's sake. You're supposed to be telling the people every month, but that's what they call transparency. It's a special account. It's not a, it's in fact it's supposed to be part of the money that the government will be sharing to the state or whosoever they want to share it. The money is supposed to be there. The excess crude oil money is supposed to be there separately, and then it's supposed to we're supposed to use it for a specific purpose. The crude oil, the subsidy account supposed to go to solve the problem of subsidy removal. Nothing else supposed to touch it. Okay. So you are not supposed to use for anything except to solve the reason why you remove the money in the first place, and that is the refineries. And up till now, the refineries, the government should come and tell us how much we have in that excess crude oil. The subsidy removal account. They can't come and tell Nigerians that they've spent it. We don't want to hear that. Tell us what has happened, what you have, so that we now know what you are doing. Because if you want to repair, if the refinery cannot be repaired, build a new one. How much would it cost to build a new one? We have excess crude, we have one, we should have at least 8 trillion naira in that subsidy account by now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how much will it cost us to build a new refinery? We have 4, we want to have 10. We have 4, we want to have 8. So where are the strategic area we are going to put them?
All right.
And then we now take from that money, and then as it is released to build these refineries, they'll be telling us, and they'll be telling us the completion. That is what Nigerians want to hear. That's why they are asking questions, because that place is now silent. The subsidy account is silent now. The government is silent about it. The excess crude oil account, we are not hearing anything about it. And these are special accounts.
Okay, and now I want to ask you this. You know, Usman, when he was talking, was of the opinion that the president surround himself with some people, and I wouldn't want to use the word he used in quotes. You know, he said that he surrounded himself with some people, and these people are not really engaging him. You understand? And he appointed most of them to be there for a specific reason. Now, do you actually think that those people are not engaging him really, or is it that they are bereft of ideas on how to manage the economic crisis, even insecurity crisis happening in Nigeria?
I don't believe they don't engage the president. I don't, because I've headed one or two organizations before.
So what is not happening?
Because
if they are engaging him, is it that they don't have good ideas?
That the president should surround himself with great-minded
people. You know, not the other ones.
I don't think that is the issue.
Okay. So what now do you think is the issue? Is it that they are bereft of ideas, or that the ideas that they're bringing in is what we need at this time?
This is the 9th month. You get?
Okay.
This is the 9th month, and you want to tell me that they have not been briefing the president, and they are collecting salary for 9 months. They are collecting salary. They are not briefing the president. Is it possible? It's not possible.
Okay.
If they are not briefing the president,
I think what Fina was trying to ask you is, do you think that the Minister of the Economy and Coordinating Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, and other ministers that the President surrounded himself with are not capable of the job? Do you have that opinion? Because the President has been accused of surrounding himself with Lagos boys. That has been an accusation by certain individuals. What's your view on that? What's your view on the capability of those appointed ministers under this administration, especially as it concerns the economy?
I don't believe they are not capable.
Okay.
Because if they are not capable, the person who appointed them will have, shown the body language. You get? You could have maybe removed them, change them, change the body language. You get it. Well, so if the president is quiet,
you do believe that the president is one person that would change ministers if they are not performing?
Yes, and so if he's not complaining about them, it's either they are briefing him, he's not listening. You get it, or maybe that is what they want, and that is what they are doing what they want. Because if you, like you remember Emefiele, that time people were complaining Emefiele, and President came out, President Buhari, former president, came out and said he briefed me and I approved what he was doing. Do you remember that time?
Yes, I do.
He said he briefed me and I approved what is it. So why are you blaming Emefiele? No, see, they've seen that. So if the president is not complaining, that means maybe they are briefing him, and then you get it. He's just
now
doing
sometime last year, the World Bank made a revelation that NNPCL has not been transparent about subsidy monies saved from subsidy and then dollar revenue. Now, we also do know that same last year, about that same time, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Yadun, said that, that his ministry and basically the government was getting ready to scrutinize revenue inflow. What do you think has happened between then and now?
That's what I'm saying, that if the people he surrounds himself with are not doing well, maybe one or two or three of them are not doing well, you know what he needs to do now. We don't need to tell him that. They change ministers every now and then. This Edu lady was removed, was suspended for corrupt practices that has to do with money. Bajabiamila was not removed for the same reason. You get it? He's on ground.
No, but he wasn't on trial. He was.
So who tried when they
didn't tell him? It was just in the dailies. He wasn't the
it's an allegation.
The investigator did not pick him out to say, okay, these are the exact allegations against him.
Then if there was because you want to clear your integrity, you want people to believe in you.
All right. Now, this president came into power before May 29, right after he was given the certificate of return as the president. He did say that, look, he's ready to go. He was going to hit the ground running. He's going to get things done. And a lot of Nigerians were, hopeful that, yes, things will start to take shape, things will start to take form, and Nigerians were just waiting for the court cases to come to an end and, determine who exactly will the court say is the president of Nigeria, and then things will take form. And then May 29 came. The president, in his inaugural speech, in his desire to hit the ground running, made a declaration. Some Nigerians have said that was a little impromptu. He didn't have plans on ground. Do you share that same view?
Yes.
What plans do you think would have been on ground before making that announcement to cushion the effects of subsidy?
Like I said earlier on, one, nobody, including the president, is a novice to what is going on in Nigeria. In fact, when PDP was in power, they all sang the song. You get it? So they are not new. APC government is not new. You get it? They are duly informed about what is going on in Nigeria. I am informed too. I may not be as informed as them. So when you are coming on board, you already know what you are coming to do. You already know the problem. So if the president is not performing, I don't think he has any excuse. Because we know that the reason the subsidy was put in place initially was because Nigeria was not refining its own petroleum. One. Second, the transportation was bad. That was the reason. So they did not want to put the burden on the ordinary Nigerians. So the government had to create subsidy to take care of this. Okay, we have refineries, they are not working. We are taking it abroad to be refined. So when we bring in, we will pay this extra cost so that Nigerians will not feel the pain of our failure. That's the government that put the subsidy. They say the failure of government. The failure of government will not be put on the will not be put on the people. That was why the subsidy was there in the first place. So if you are coming on board, there must be a plan. Am I removing this subsidy first? If I remove this subsidy, before the people will start feeling the heavy bite, I will have put this in place, or this thing will have been in place.
So they would have made proper plan.
Proper plan.
You know, the
plan requires time. There must be a timeline. When you are making a plan, there must be a timeline.
So if you the
in the next 3 months,
was too quick.
There was no plan, not even too quick. There was no plan. That was why now, up to now, the problem is still there and more ashy because now the subsidy is removed.
But you know that the former administration actually subsidized fuel or petroleum till the last June. You know, it wasn't as if say this administration just came and say, I'm pulling it out. It wasn't even part of the budget from the last one that the last administration actually dropped. Now, if you actually look at it this way, for how long, what's happened to be the estimated time you're given for fuel subsidy to be removed, since the government is telling us that it is a way to take out money from, you know, the coffers of the country.
And you remember that during Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's administration,
yes,
he removed the fuel subsidy and people went to the streets.
Yes. See, your question, can you remind me of that question again?
My question is this.
There's something I want to say about that.
What time do you think, what actually is the exact time you think we need for us to pull out
now.
the subsidy?
Let me explain some things to you.
Okay, I'm listening.
Administration, each administration is a timeline on its own. It's a period. So if in my own 4 years, I can say I am going to pay subsidy for 4 years. If Mma is coming in or Moses, it is your own prerogative. If you want to pay your subsidy during your time, you can't blame me for removing it. I paid it to the last day. You get it? That is my own policy. If you want to remove it, it's your own policy. If you can't tell me to budget for your own government. How can the past administration budget for the next one? He has to stop his own at the time he's leaving office. He budgeted to the last day. See, the next person came and said, I am not doing it. That is his own decision, his own choice. You can't tell me because the past administration didn't put it in his own something, therefore it was his fault. No. You know,
you're talking about the timing of this the subsidy removal actually being too sudden and not plan actually being put in place. So I needed to make you understand that even the past administration actually put it out by June. So now him coming in to say, I am removing the fuel subsidy, I am hitting the ground running. You know,
I've explained that area to you, that each president or each leader has his own policy and style. The moment you are leaving office, the next person that is coming in will bring in his own team, change some of your style that he thinks he wants to bring his own. So you get it. So you stop where I will stop where I stopped. You get it. So if like Buhari now, he stopped where he stopped. Right. So the next president took it from there. He now decide whether I'm going to pay it or not. So it is the prerogative of the new president, not the former one.
All right.
Okay.
Now, we also do know that Pengasin did speak on the subsidy removal last year. IMF have also lent their voice, saying basically the same thing. In October, Pengasin said government is still paying subsidy. Some days back, actually, IMF and the World Bank said, look, Nigeria's government is still paying subsidy from the back door. Now, where does this leave this conversation of accountability for the monies recovered for subsidy removal if subsidy has not exactly been removed?
Maybe that's why they are not really coming out to tell anybody what is going on in that. Maybe they are drawing money to pay the subsidy from the same account and people will be expecting the money to be so amount, and then we have depleted it to so amount because we are paying subsidy, and we keep telling people there is no subsidy again, and yet we are paying subsidy. So how do we come out and tell the people the truth? But eventually, people, they know the truth, but they want you to come out and own up the truth. Like I said, a leader take responsibility. You can backtrack on your decision because of some reason. It's not about you, it's about the people that are under you. Macron did it now. So many other countries, even in the UK, in China, these big countries that are doing very well, when they take policies forward and they see that this policy is not doing well with the people, they backtracked, they withdrew the policy and put another one in place, and everybody goes about their normal businesses. There's no problem about saying, okay, we'll remove this thing, all right, maybe we should put it back, and then for some time to this period we'll still be continue to pay it until so to do so, and people reason with you. What ordinary Nigerians are after is to live their daily lives. You know, I remember I said something earlier when you brought the case of when they were talking about frivolous amount, and the president wants to buy a presidential yacht, and people were shouting all over the place. Yeah, I told you, I said it's because there's poverty. If you buy yacht for the president, and the people, ordinary person on the street is enjoying his life and is living his normal life, even if you are buying 10 yachts for the president, they will not even care. You get it? Because they believe they are doing well. Part of the yacht that the president wants to buy is one of the things that is making them to do well, because the government is working. They won't care. You get? But there's poverty. That is why the people are now scrutinizing the government. Any small thing, because we are suffering, you want to be enjoying. How can you be enjoying when we are suffering? When you serve us and the people shout. The same thing that is happening here now. Every small thing, the people are agitated because things are food. Their daily lives is being, threatened. To buy drugs is a problem. To go to the hospital, you are in trouble. So people die like chicken in Nigeria. Things that are supposed to, you hear somebody like 2 days ago, they said somebody died. I saw him yesterday, he just went inside to sleep. And this morning, they just like few hours, he was dead. How? Maybe he has been nursing some ailments, and to treat that ailment, or maybe go to the hospital and say, okay, doctor, I'm feeling this slight headache from my side of my head. Can you look at this? This one is afraid because he's looking at what he's going to spend.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he now begin to nurse it at home, and then the thing kills him in the house.
The Archbishop highlighted the lack of operational refineries, even though a lot of money has been put in for maintenance. So how do you perceive that? What are your thoughts on it?
We said it now that we've been posted how many times. There was a time, I think it was in the time of Obasanjo, I think was it Jonathan, that a firm in Russia, I think the Russian, they said that the money that Nigeria is using to repair their refinery every year, that they will build 2 new refineries for Nigeria. With that same money they are using to repair the refinery, they will build 2 new refineries from scratch with that same money. So you see, how much is government spending on this refinery to repair a refinery that is not working? Let us know how much will it cost us to build a new one. Okay. And let's work on building a new one and leaving this one.
All right. But we're still with the Dangote refinery. Your take on that one now? Recent developments.
Yeah, it's still the usual posting.
You think Nigerians are being
we don't even have hope in that one. That is not even the hope of Nigeria, because it's a private entity, and the guy can increase it the way he did with cement anyhow, and then will still grow. The one we know that can really cushion the effect of Nigeria is the Nigerian refinery that is controlled by the Nigerians. That is when we can now look at ourselves and say, no, this thing is biting all of us, so we cannot increase it to this size. But if you put it in the hands of a private entity, we are going to have more hardship, because he can tell you, this is the amount I want to sell my products. So we have no hope in that area. He said he wants to sell it internationally, fine. The government is interested in making foreign exchange from its own. That is the interest of the government. But the one that will cushion the one for Nigerians to enjoy and cushion the pressure that we have is the Nigerian refineries.
All right, so what is the way forward now?
The way forward.
Because SERAP, non-governmental organization and other non-governmental organizations and the media as well have been calling for accountability, have been calling for answers. Yesterday, NATO, Nigerian Association of Road Transport Owners, operators of most trucks and all of that, decided to embark on a strike. And then we saw the impacts that had on the purchasing of fuel. Some filling stations basically did not even dispense. They were not selling. Not because they didn't have, but because they were afraid that the price might skyrocket. And well, we do hear that that has been, they've shifted their swords now. But what exactly is the way forward now?
The way forward is that the way forward, if Nigeria wants to really do something that will move this country forward, the first thing we need to look at is that House of Assembly. Because the House of Assembly is supposed to make a law, you get it, to make the government. Okay,
we're about to talking about laws now.
No, yes,
I was hoping you would touch on policies, principles, actions that should be taken to mitigate the sufferings of Nigerians.
We have been talking.
Right now.
See, my headache is that we've been talking and we've been talking and been talking. I was when I finished my days at the college, I've been talking. I've been talking, and I've been talking up till now. I am still talking here, this present moment. I am still talking. You are talking. Fala and FF is talking. Who is talking? We are talking. IMF is talking. Talking. We always talk in Nigeria, and nothing to show for it. We talk. People, you see, people on the streets, they are protesting, talking, and nothing to show for it. You get? That is why I keep saying, if you have something, a system that is working, when you talk, the system adjusts itself automatically. In America, when this man was there, this black president, Barack Obama, the media came on board and they wanted to provide the latest helicopter for the presidency. You get it? They talk about it on the media. They talk about the money that you get it. And they went to the press. The press interviewed the president. They interviewed the president when he was, about to board his helicopter. He said, he said, I'm not even aware that they are planning to buy helicopter for the president. That's the president too. Telling you, he's not even aware. He said, the one I'm using is okay. He said, I want to enter this one. It's okay by me. I don't know why they are worrying themselves about new helicopter. He said, I don't even know whether they are planning. I don't because the system, it doesn't worry about all these things. He worries about how the country will move forward. The system is already in place, you get it, to make all those things work. It is not the president or the government that will come and sign roads. How many roads are we going to do this next year? The governor will now be signing the roads that they are going to do, or the president. How many housing estates are we building? The president will now be. It's not his business. It's the business of the system. You get it? His own is just to make sure that the system is working. That is why I prefer the parliamentary system of God. It will have worked very well for Nigeria, because you have the president who is dealing with all these things. You have the prime minister whose business is to run the country. So the moment the prime minister is not performing, he easily step down.
All right then.
Okay. And another one take over.
Thank you very much, Lawale Kundayo, for your thoughts. Now we'll be going into the second topic.
Okay.
And that is that the unemployment rate have already increased greatly as hardship worsens in Nigeria. Let's discuss this when we return after this quick break.